So welcome back. The pit window is now open here at Brands Hatch, and Ross Kaiser, that man there, is about to get ready to jump into the car that's being vacated by Terence Woodward. We ride on board with Roger Bromley. He dives out of the car. Into the car goes Sean Bolf, former Spanish GT champion from a couple of seasons ago. And here is race leaders. Of course, they've got to stop for an extra 10 seconds in the pits relative to that Roger Bromley Sean Bolf car. Number 71 in the meantime continues around the circuit, and that is the Phil and James Abbott pairing, and they should inherit the lead of the race. Sean Bolf fires the number 14 car back into life. Back out onto the circuit also goes Derek Johnston, and the battle has recommenced back out on circuit. A very small pit stop window in the Competition Car Insurance Radical UK Cup, and because the four-cylinder 1500cc powered Radical SR3 stopped for a shorter period in the pits than the 2.6 litre V8 engined SR8s, they leapfrogged them during that pit stop window. And what we're seeing now are some of these SR8s having to carve their way back through the order, one of which is number 14, Roger Bromley. He sits there in 5th position at the moment. There is Derek Johnston in another one of the V8 engined powered cars. He has got directly behind him his teammate from a season or so ago, that being Stuart Mosley. Stuart Mosley now driving an SR3 and sharing the car with Mark Smithman, who has recently just vacated the seat. Up towards Paddock Hill Bend once more. Down the hill before they climb Halewood Hill and into the braking area for Druids Corner. You can see Roger Bromley ahead of us on the road. There's car number 24. That is the car that has Chris Hillaby behind the wheel. As over the start-finish line goes Ross Kaiser, car number 88. You can see him bearing down on Derek Johnston as he tries to close the deficit that exists at the moment. There's Sean Bolf as he sits there in 3rd position. It's Derek Johnston, car number 1, the reigning champion, in 4th place. And Sean Bolf now starting to close in on James Abbott. The SR3 doesn't have the power of the SR8, so through and up to 2nd goes Sean Bolf. James Abbott's down into 3rd place. Leading the race overall is car number 85, that being the red and yellow SR3 in the hands of Ross Allen. But in these drier conditions, the SR8's able to use that additional power that they have. Number 61, Manhalalos, with our camera on board, still trying to fight his way up through the order following his start from the pit lane. And there is number 87 as well. That is the car that will have Sami Sumanin on board, and this is the battle for the lead of the race now. Ross Allen surely won't be able to defend from the additional power that V8 delivers. Through goes Sean Bolf, gains the lead of the race. Ross Allen now down into 2nd position as they climb the hill with, well, a quartet of back markers that they need to try and feed their way through as quickly as they possibly can into the gravel trap, and that spells retirement for Gary Ramsdale, car number 19. Sean Mellors driving that car in the early stages. Gary Ramsdale depositing it in the gravel trap late on in the race. And Ross Allen at the moment down in 2nd place, but more importantly, he's leading the Supersports class the way things stand. There he goes through shot, number 85, with Ross Kaiser not that far away. Then Derek Johnston, and then that car there, which has the very rapid Rob Weldon at the wheel, number 70, a works driver, classed as a professional driver as well. Works for Radical, he's the Radical race team manager, and lives in Peterborough, where Radical are based, and he's another driver that's made good progress since taking over the car that was vacated by his teammate David Thornburn. There is erstwhile race leader Ross Allen in 2nd position still. As further down through the order, James Abbott is fighting away to try and hang on to the position from Alex Capardia. He's in danger of slipping outside of the top 6 if they're not too careful. As over the start-finish line comes that duo battling away. James Abbott, number 71, with not a great deal of racing experience under his belt prior to this season. Sporadically did a bit of kart racing, but came into Radicals and has performed very well in his maiden season. There's Ross Allen, still sitting in 2nd position. The car that sits directly behind him on the road, though, is Ross Kaiser. Again, it's another V8 powered car that should be able to use that additional speed down the straight. Through he goes. So another position gain for Ross Kaiser. Down to 3rd place now for Ross Allen. And what can Kaiser do about trying to close in on race leader Sean Bolf? These two cars for the moment, though, still have Chris Hillaby to try and squeeze their way through and pass. There is Manhalalos, another position gain for him. So James Abbott now, number 71, despite leading the race, has been passed by some of the quicker cars and will indeed have dropped down to what I think will be 9th position at the moment. As we ride on board with Sean Bolf, coming up to the last few corners here at Brands Hatch. He exits Clearways Corner on towards Clark Curve. They'd only had one victory prior to this weekend. That came at Castle Combe, but they're going to do the double here at Brands Hatch. Sean Bolf and Roger Bromley win the second of our competition car insurance Radical UK Cup races. Terence Woodward and Ross Kaiser, number 88, there they go. They come through in second position with Derek Johnston in third. Completing the top four and winning the Super Sports class, number 70, David Thornburn and Rob Weldon. So a double victory this weekend for Sean Bolf and Roger Bromley. We can hear from Sean Bolf.
2 out of 2 this weekend. You must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, over the moon. Don't get on particularly well with Brands Hatch, but I've got to say it's gone top of the book now for me.
Roger, in this last race, the moment really that dictated the race was you going out round 4 wide round Paddock Hill Bend. Sensible?
Yeah, there was loads of room around there. I mean, I saw a lot of tarmac and I just thought I'm going to go there. It was no problem. Another walk in the park, really. How hard can it be?
The safety car helped just a little bit, closed the gaps down a bit, but I had to push so hard because I had Stuart right behind me and we were going through the traffic together, and the traffic just played into my hands on the last lap. Ross come up against somebody and I just got the run on him, and it ended up just squeezing through. It's just perfect.
So the Super Sports class is led by Ross Allen currently, and leading the Masters class is where we see Terence Woodward and Ross Kaiser. But as we move to the final round at Thruxton, it's still all to play for.